Right. Thank you for being here. Are you interested in starting email marketing agency or even better still cold email marketing agency? Then these videos for you. Stay to the end. I'm going to show you some tips that you've not seen anywhere before. So in this case, we are using an extended license of Mailwizz. So Mailwizz is one of the best cold email marketing platform. And here I am in my dashboard. This is the backend. So how do you offer this as a SaaS, software as a service? A few things that you need to take note of. The first thing that you need to know is who is a user. Let me use my board here. Who is a user? The second thing that you need to know is what are groups. The next thing that you need to know is what are customers. And then lastly, we are going to look at the payment gateways. Right. So let's jump into it right away. We're going to start with the users. So according to Mailwizz, who is a user? A user is the admin of the system. This is the backend here. If you come here, you'll be able to see the users. Users are the people who have total control over everything that happens in Mailwizz platform. After you've done your installation, the first person who can be able to do anything about Mailwizz is the user. So if you come here to the user, this is the first user here. You can call this person as a system admin or the person who has full rights and access of this software. You can create multiple admins that can have control over this. So that is the user. The next set of people you want to know is what are groups. If you come here to groups, so a group is where you control what kind of customers you want to have access to what. This is where you control all the accesses. Remember, as a user, as an admin, you have total control over everything. Now you want to give this access probably to one of your employee or to a customer. How do you go about it? So this is where you give all the rights. You decide on what they'll be seeing, and then you either allow or deny. It's as simple as allow, deny. And then after you've decided the access you want them to have, you're going to save changes here. Right. So that is about the groups. And if you're working this with a client, you want to limit what they can see from the platform. You don't want them to see everything else that you're offering in the platform, because the assumption is you are working with multiple clients. So when you click on create group here, you can allow them to see the articles, article categories, block email. This one you may not allow them to do that. Do not allow them to have control of the bound servers. You can decide whether you want them to see the abuse report or not, and all of this. That is about the groups. All right. Now, from the groups, the next kind of a person that we get is the customer. So if you come here to the customer here, now you are the owner of the business. You are the SaaS owner. And then a customer comes in. So you have created groups and assigned different categories depending on how much or what you want this customer to see, or depending on what they are paying, right? So how do you control what the customers have? So you can also control what the customers, there are two ways. You can do that via the groups. You can control via the groups, or you can come here to settings and then you come to customers, and then again you can give them access to all of this. You can decide which other accesses you want to see. And here we are being told, please know that the most of the customer settings will also be found in customer groups. So the best place to do that control is by creating groups. All right. So you already the system admin, you are the SaaS owner, you are one of the users, you have created groups, and now you want to create a customer. So how do you go about creating a customer? You just come here to customers and then create customer, and then you give them you input all these details, and then remember you have already created a group, and this group you have already assigned different parameters to which you want to be allowing them to access. So you can have many groups. Probably this is for paying customers, and then you want to activate, and then you want to send any details, all of that, and then you're able to save. And that's how you create a customer. So, and the last thing is about the sub account. So once you create a customer, you can have a sub account. Let me come back to my chart here. We have said we have a user. This is the admin. And then the user has created groups. And then from the groups, we have the customers. And then the customers can have sub accounts. The customers can have sub accounts. So we have 3 layers here. So when you come to the sub accounts, I want you to imagine a scenario where you have a client, you're given access to them to the customer, and probably this customer has employees and he wants also to give access to limited access to the employees. That's when we have the sub accounts. And so how do you create sub accounts? Again, if you come to the backend, and then you come to customers, and then you come to sub accounts. This is where you can enable your customer to create sub accounts to be accessed by probably employees or any other person through which they want to give. Imagine a customer who is also managing other clients' emails, another layer, whereby this customer who has subscribed to you is also managing email marketing campaigns for other people. In that case, there'll be a need for them to have a sub account, and this is where you allow that. All right. So we've already created a customer here. If we come back here, we have our customer here. We want to access the customer side. We're going to use this as the customer. So the URL to access the customer side is /customer, that way. And the URL to access the backend is /backend. So the customer will have this URL, or simply without the /customer. So, and this is how the dashboard looks like. If you check here, if you check the different parameters here, you will realize that they don't have access to everything. They don't have access to the settings of the platform. They don't have to all the other backend elements that we have seen when you come here. If you check here, you'll see they don't have all of this. Here is where the customer is accessing this. So this is how the customer dashboard looks like. And one of the things that I've shown you is we have allowed this customer to create a sub account. This is where the sub account comes in, and they're able to create a sub account, and they are able to give rights to what they want. The person whom they are giving the access, whatever the rights they want to give, this is where they allow that. All right. So, having said that, the last thing that I can talk about is about the payment gateways as well. Remember, you want to offer this as SaaS, so you need to have payment gateways. So, payment gateways is majorly offered via the extended license of Mailwizz, and you can always access that. So, if you come to monetization here, payment gateways, the first thing is you want to create is the price plan. So, if you click on create and then you give it a name, remember the customer groups we had initially created. This is where, depending on what this customer is paying, you have given them certain rights. So you choose the group here, and then you decide on these other few things, whether you want it to be seen as recommended or not, and also whether the category, the customer group should be visible or not. You decide on all of that. And then you can put in the description of the price plan. Probably you want to say something like you can send 10,000 emails a day or something like that, and per month. The other thing that you want to do is you can create promo codes. You decide the currencies and taxes as well, and also the payment gateways. This is where you are able to add the different payment gateways that you could be having. So you can probably be having Stripe or any other. But the first thing that you want to do is, before you enable the payment gateways, you need to come to extensions, and then you are able to check at payment gateway. You allow these payment gateways to be visible. You click on yes. For instance, you can say PayPal yes. And then the other one is probably they are paying you via other means. Offline, you can click on yes. And then, having done that, if you come now to payment here or monetization payment gateways, you'll see here they are. I want to open this and I want to be enabled. It's not in sandbox, but it's live. Save changes, and then you can input the email address of your PayPal, whichever the model that you want to create, and it will be at liberty. You'll be at liberty to do that. Alternatively, you can do it as offline. Probably they are paying you via crypto. You also have that option as well. You can also do that. So that is the whole picture about using Mailwizz as SaaS and offering it as a service to other clients. And so, what are the pros and cons? The first one is it's a very cost-effective way of starting a SaaS business. The downside to it is, if you have clients who are sending emails that are spammy and the recipients are marking them as spam, they are blocking them, or they are complaining, then your delivery servers will be affected. What that means is you're jeopardizing your entire network of this system. So that is the main and very critical downside. And how do you overcome this? You only have two options. The first one is you have to ensure that your clients are sending quality emails. If you have no way of knowing whether clients are sending quality emails, is create an independent platform for each and every client, whereby they are not sharing different, they are not sharing the same server resources. So, and that is where we come in. We can help you create independent systems, each for your client, It will be under your own brand and will not appear anywhere in the picture. We'll be offering technical support behind the scenes and will not be anywhere in the picture. So, and in case that is something that you can be interested in, you can always reach out to us. We are always online. Our contacts are in the description. It's goodbye for now, and don't forget to share this widely and subscribe. Goodbye. See you on the next one.